Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Oh, my shovel broke at the end of the last episode. Pay attention, man. You are under-equipped and unemployed. No, not quite at all. But now we have a shovel. Now we will break out of the hidey hole. Oop. What's going on here? Oh, that's dangerous. Let's get out. Let's get out. Oh, that's right. This is kind of a dangerous area we are in. I say that like every episode. Especially if there are trees around. Oh, see, it is. It is. You saw those creepers creeping in the distance. There's one right there. They have surrounded us. Quickly now. Let's secure the hidey hole. That way is east, so let's go west in the direction that I previously saw a creeper, I think. We should be good. We should be good. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. Ah, yes, let's get going. I've had my spoonful of honey and I am ready to record. This is episode 278 of Far Lands or Bust, and a little bit of a tiny milestone. It is the 100th episode of Season 4. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. I don't know. Kind of just an interesting little thing. I know I numerically enumerate these episodes based on the total episodes from the get-go. It's kind of a way to show how long it's been going on. Obviously, it would kind of lose a little bit of the impact if I were to reset the episode counter every season, so that's why I do that, just for funsies, and so it does get a little bit difficult to track per season numbers, but this is indeed the 100th episode of Season 4 of Far Lands or Bust, and we raise, so far, $40,014.93. Magnificent. We are 40% of the way to our $100,000 goal this season. Just blah. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of very heartwarming and well-received support over the last. That's lava. Over the last week, 2 weeks or so, that have really jumped us past $39,000 and now $40,000. My heartfelt thanks out to everybody who donates and shares Far Lands or Bust, to those who may be able to donate, spread the word and whatnot. You're helping get toys, books, and games. Ooh, good thing I've been kind of listing to the left here. We're seeing this kind of interesting landscape. Detour, you're helping get toys, books, games, video games to kids in hospitals around the world through Child's Play charity. Very great cause for us gamer community to get behind. Founded rather by the Penny Arcade folks, so I do appreciate that. That's at farlandsorbust.com. You can give through our little counter, and we can keep track of that and get to our goal. And then when we do get to our goal is when I will finally press F3 and end Season 4, and we will see how far we have walked thus far in this the longest season so far. How many times can I say far? In Far Lands or Bust. So yeah, there we go. Really cool stuff. I do appreciate it. It's kind of a cool little flat, what are those things called? Plateau style towery thingamabobs. Indeed. So yeah, like I said, episode 278, 100th episode of Season 4, $40,000. It is Monday, August 5th, 2013. I'm recording this. And ho! Land ho! Let's go check this out. Cool beans. Beans! Beans on toast. Gluten-free toast at that. So yeah, I do have a few updates from the previous episode. I know we were having problems. We were having problems last week with YouTube. Uploads were slow, processing was slow, monetization was non-existent, so we had a few problems. For those of you who watched the last episode, conveniently, or somewhat expectedly, once I did go on such a long tangent in the last episode of Far Lands or Bust, when that video finally went public, is about the same time that, whoa, that YouTube got their stuff together. Whoa, was that? Okay, that scared me, Wolfie. I thought, like, that was the sound of a wolf sizzling into lava. No. No, over here, Wolfie. Whoops, I did not mean to use the diamond sword of spawn pointiness on that. You have a little bit of damage, so I just want to feed you. Just like that. What was I saying? Yeah, just after that video went live is about the time when most of the videos, I had about 5 videos that had gone unmonetized for about 3 days' time. About the time that those started to monetize, and about the time uploads started to speed up a little bit. They're still a little bit slow, so I'm hoping to get this episode up at least within reasonable time today, Monday, August 5th. So we'll keep that going on and hopefully that works. So it's kind of fixed. Like I said, some still a little bit delays, but monetization is at least within reason. I uploaded a few videos yesterday, the Kerbal Space Program, the BeamNG Drive video, and they monetized within the hour that I enabled the monetizations, so not instantaneous, but fairly decent. A decent amount where I could say, yes, I can upload this video today and it will release on schedule. So good things. Worrying not. It is always worrying when suddenly none of your videos are monetizing. I fear that the time, you know, YouTube is making a bunch of announcements. Oh, we're adding this feature at VidCon. Suddenly they're going to make an announcement. Oh, by the way, we've discontinued our direct partnership program. Anybody who wants to be a partner needs to be partnered through a network. And then my heart would sink through my stomach and out my feet. And I would be dead, sir. That would be not good news. Not good news for myself and our other fellow direct partnered YouTubers, but I don't think that would happen. That would be, I imagine that would be the end of YouTube as we know it if they were to take that route. So I've got my eyes on you, YouTube. I've got my eyes on you, YouTube. So yeah, enough about that. We'll stop talking about that. We can't talk about how then on Saturday, the third and final batch of Minecon tickets sold out within about the same amount of time, about 3 seconds. You may see and hear some of your favorite Mindcrackers on Twitter and other YouTube saying that they perhaps did not luck out. I am here to say that we are working with folks at Mojang to ensure that those of us who do want to attend are able to attend. Obviously, that doesn't mean that we get free tickets. We will be paying the same amount as those of you who had gotten tickets. The thing that Mojang doesn't do is give any sort of preferential treatment to anybody, regardless of having a panel or being a YouTuber or this or that or the other, and that's fine. I don't mind that. So we'll get that sorted out, because we know that a lot of the reason, some of you, perhaps, not to sound presumptuous or full of ourselves, but a lot of the reason you might have purchased and want to attend Minecon is to see some of your favorite Minecraft personalities, whether or not they be with the Mojang crew or YouTubers and things like that. So we understand, and we and Mojang work together to make sure that arrangements can be made. So no bad news on that front, and those of you who got tickets, good job. I hope you have a good time, and we will see you there. And if you happen to miss out, like I mentioned many times in the last episode, it's not the end of the world. You tried. It's all right. That's the way a lot of conventions go. I got tickets for PAX Prime, and they didn't even announce ahead of time when tickets were going on sale for PAX. They just said, boom, tickets are live, go get them if you hear this message, basically is how they did it, and people freak out and try to get them and complain that they were nowhere near a computer at the time, so there's a lot that can be said, that can be done, and there are articles. I know the Penny Arcade folks wrote an article about conventions and how they work, and how it's heartbreaking to hear the stories of people who try and can't make it. But then again, it's hard to say there is one perfect way to do some sort of thing. So I'm glad For those of you who can, and for those of you who can't, I don't know, I suppose there might be people who live in the Orlando area. Maybe we, can figure out something outside of Minecon. A brief meet and greet, perhaps, or not. I don't know. I don't want to say anything for sure. I just want to make sure that it's all good, everybody. It's all good. We will keep on keeping on as much as we can keep on and continue onwards and westwards to greater and grander things such as the Far Lands. But first, a little nap. And napness. And continuing on this. So yeah, that happened over the weekend. I also suppose I could continue a little bit of a... Is this more lava? This is the episode of lava, if I do say so. Oh, that's not lava. That's a cave. A little bit of an update. I know a few episodes ago I mentioned how my... This is probably like the 4th external USB hard drive that I use for local backup has kicked the old bucket, and I'm looking for solutions. I was looking at finding a way, instead of constantly buying these external USB hard drives that are built into their own enclosures, and then when they crap out, they're pretty much dead. I'm looking at some sort of custom-ish solution where I can just buy bare hard drives, just OEM hard drives that are a lot cheaper. And if, per se, one of those were to fail, I just swap it out. And I'm looking at a lot of these, what are known as network-attached storage, NAS boxes. The one I mentioned is a Drobo. I'm not so sure about that one anymore. It is, the one I'm looking at, it has a 5-bay drive. 5 drive bays. There's some lava right there, too. The episode of lava. And hot swappable and this or that or the other. I feel like that's not the solution. Really, what I need is just for backup. A lot of these fancy, like the Drobo, and there's other, what's up with the lag? Wake up! And there's other boxes and companies out there. A lot of these network attached storage devices are really, they seem to be intended to be your primary source of storage. Like, I have about 4 terabytes worth of hard drives inside my computer. That's where I store my stuff. Network attacks, I keep saying it, NAS boxes, they seem to have all these built-in programs and streaming capabilities. They say, oh, you can stream all your movies from this to your TV or to your Android phone. It seems to be like a file share as opposed to just a backup service. And they also have, web access that you can access the files remotely and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I need all that stuff because I really just need this as a backup. I just need an absurd amount of hard drive space for which to back up my Vidya... Careful, Wolfie. My Vidya... Why are you still taking damage? My Vidya files and web files and program files, not program files, but just, files that pertain to Far Lands or Bust in my work here. I don't need to have access to them away from my home or stream movies to my TV or Xbox or whatever, or I don't have an Xbox even, so it's kind of, I don't... Whoa, careful, Wolfie! Oh! You almost went down there. Jeez. A bit too enthusiastic, if I do say so myself, and I do. So yeah, I'm still looking. There are a few... I'm noticing the hard drive that I have that has died was a 3 terabyte. I was running out of space on that. I had like 200 gigs open before the thing went kaput. So I'm still looking for just a large amount of file area, and a lot of these boxes like the Drobo have like RAID setups. That is, it will like mirror your drives, and if one fails, all your data is safe and you can just pop in another drive and get on with your life. It's probably a spawner. But we will never know because I've lost patience trying to find it. So I don't even know if I need that, because do I really need a backup of the backup? If, say, a backup drive fails, I just swap it out, and then the files still remain on my computer, and I can just back up the backup. Or backup from the first up. The original up. So I don't know if I even need that. And then there's some of these, like the Drobo actually has some sort of proprietary RAID file system that if the Drobo fails, you can't read the files on any of the hard drives you have inside the Drobo. So I don't know if I like the Drobo system too much. So I'm looking at other... There's a company called Synology or something, has just these 2-bay network attack NAS 2-bay storage boxes that I could just set up and not have in RAID, and I could just have, you know, 2-3 terabyte hard drives in there, so I have 6 terabytes to back up to. Pretty bare bones, save a lot of money that way, and not have to invest in a, you know, because like the Drobo thing is like $600, and that's without the hard drives. You still have to add 5 hard drives to it if you want to have it at full capacity. So yeah, I think I'm still searching. Although I do need pretty, like, within the next week, I should decide. So I think I'm gonna go with maybe one of those 2. More lava. The episode of lava. Let's stay away, Wolfie. Yep. Jeez, what's going on here? The crust. This planet's crust and mantle are at war, and they are ripping themselves asunder. We have come so far from spawn, and things are glitching out. So yeah, anyway, sorry, a little bit of a tangent there. I ramble. We have plenty of time left together in Farlands or Bust where I can take a few minutes to ramble about my computer issues. And I know anytime I mention computer stuff or problems or the blue screens I sometimes get, everybody becomes a Geek Squad expert, even though that's a bit of a misnomer. I don't know how many Geek Squad members are actually experts, but burn! Yeah, everybody has their own 5 cents, and I don't want to... Another option would be to build my own, because I do have an old computer that I just use for... That's more lava. That is more lava, everybody. What is going on here? So I do have, you know, I do have an old computer I could just fill to the hilt with hard drives and say that's my NAS box, but I don't want to have, you know, it seems like a waste of power to have an entire whole computer tower up and running at all times just so I can back up to it. So that's why I'm looking for just a slim shady, a quick solution with just a lot of space that I can throw files. So blah, 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 blah. Everybody, yeah, sure, sound off in the comments. I don't know if I'm going to take anybody's advice or not, but yeah. Blah. Next topic. As you know, allow me to disrobe here. My skin is that of the 10th Doctor. Oh, shift clicking doesn't work with armor in this version of the game. The 10th Doctor, David Tennant skin. The old 3D glasses and suit and tie and red sneakers. I looked down as if I was going to see my feet, which is something that never works or never happened at all ever in Minecraft, so I don't know why I thought that would happen. So I am a little bit of a Doctor Who fan, not quite the long-term or extremely knowledgeable fanatic as some people may be, but a casual fan, I suppose. I've seen all of the modern series. I realize I haven't seen the 8th Doctor series. I don't even know what the actor's name is. I think that wasn't a proper series. It was kind of, I think, wasn't it a mini-series? Almost like a mini-movie type thing that they just brought back in the late 1990s. Careful, Wolfie. And it was just kind of a brief thing, I suppose, maybe to test the waters for a potential full series of Doctor Who. I don't know. That one I suppose I should watch. I don't know if it's any good, but anyway, as I mentioned earlier, the current Doctor, the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, has announced he will be departing as the Doctor come the upcoming Christmas special episode. And it's been a bit of a hubbalaboo to see who will be the next Doctor, and I don't know, I'm a little bit torn. I personally wish that they would just, it would be a very difficult secret to keep, that they would just not tell anybody until like the episode airs, and then everybody's just surprised after the regeneration. But yeah, that would be a pretty impossible thing to keep secret. what with like people taking spy pictures of the sets and filming it, things like that, and blah 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 blah. But they announced it made some sort of. I didn't watch it live. I just saw on the internet after the fact. They do some special hour-long special about the next Doctor, who was going to be the next Doctor, and they have indeed chosen, and it is Peter Capaldi. I'm not sure how to say his last name. I'm assuming, unless it's something specially pronounced like Cipaldi or something like that, but Peter Capaldi was chosen. I'm not entirely or at all familiar with his work. He was apparently in a previous episode of Doctor Who, what is it? The Ashes of Pompeii or something, with the David Tennant years, which ironically also Karen Gillan was an extra in that episode as well. So they're just farming that episode for all future cast members, I suppose. But woof. But I'm not entirely familiar with his work. I suppose I don't have that much of an opinion, but people have asked, so I will tell in the morning. And Peter Capaldinus. Cabaldinus? Hey, listen, Baldy. No, but they've chosen. There was a lot of chatter beforehand that maybe they should choose someone of a bit more diverse nature. Perhaps a female Doctor is in order, or someone who isn't a Caucasian male would be an interesting choice. There's no saying. But they did, in fact, go with a Caucasian male. I don't think that there should be much up in arms or uproar about that. The departure they've made over the past few seasons, your David Tennants, your Matt Smiths, have been these a lot younger, well-chiseled, manly men. No, just, kind of the, how do I want to say this, put this delicately, fangirl bait? That was not delicate at all. I do not have quite the poise that I once thought. The younger guys that perhaps attract a certain type of fandom, I suppose. And I don't know. I don't follow the Tumblrs, the weird fanfic sites or anything regarding that, so I don't know, but this Peter Capaldi is in his 50s, definitely much more mature. I'm not sure if that's going to play into the role. I know recently with the last few episodes with Matt Smith, he has become far more dark and a little bit brooding, which kind of is... Matt Smith plays it well, but it's a little bit at odds with his youthful nature and a little bit silly aloofness, I guess I could say, if I want to just throw in more random words. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Like I said, I haven't really seen much of Peter or any of Peter Capaldi before, so anyway, that happened. So we will look forward to this Christmas, a new Doctor. I think the next thing we're looking forward to is the 50th anniversary special. 50th anniversary special, where a lot of the previous Doctors are coming back for cameos. I guess they're going to do some sort of thing where they all meet in time travel and whatnot. So that should be interesting. But yeah, Doctor Who-ness, Doctor Himness, and Meness, and Themness, and Do This. Bling! Indeed. Where are we at for daylight? I have some questions to answer. So many questions to answer from donators and whatnot. First from Lawson. Happy birthday, Lawson. Today is your birthday, or so you tell me. I will trust your message that today is your birthday. So happy birthday. Lawson asked, I am into classic sci-fi books. Do you read books? Which do you recommend? I do not really read books. I've mentioned this many times before, just never been much of a reader. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm really slow at reading. Just the pace Oh, hold on, I got an itch on my arm. I had to mention that because I had to take my hands off the keyboard to scratch that itch. I don't read that much. I'm very slow at reading, and I think that has a lot to do with it. It becomes more of a taxing experience than an enjoyable one for me. I could also very easily try to pass the blame on the American public school system that turns reading into more of a chore than an enjoyable thing. It, turns it into a project, an exercise, something for which you need to be graded on your ability to read words. So a little bit of, I suppose, anxiety related with that, maybe. I don't know. I can't, shift the blame too far anywhere in any direction, but I don't read that much, if at all. Especially, I'll read articles and short stories, short poems from now and again, but not the novels. Not really a novel reader. That's a novel idea. No, not really a reader of novels. So I can't really say that I have any favorites or recommendations or anything like that. To be honest, it's a little bit embarrassing to say I'm not much of a reader. I know at least in the gaming, the quote-unquote geek circles are really big on reading your sci-fis, and whoa, don't be standing on the gravel when you do this. Bubkus. Reading is a big thing. The Game of Throneses and your Lords of the Rings and your Hobbitses and other such. Everybody just loves reading, and look at, let's post on Pinterest and Tumblr all these beautiful spiraling bookcases and this or that or the other. I just don't. I get it. I get why people enjoy that and find that to be enjoyable, but I do not participate, just out of the fact that I do not find my reading skills or... Careful, Wolfie! That was a big one. My reading skills or appropriate preferences match up. Thank you. With a lot of that, so... Yeah, it is, to be honest, a little bit embarrassing. I don't know, going to all these conventions and stuff, how many people I'm going to meet. There's a lot of people I follow on Twitter who have no idea who I'm at, but they are saying, oh, I'm going to PAX, or I'm going to do this, or I'll be performing this concert, or be at this booth, or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to meet that person. But I also see on Twitter that they're constantly like, reading books and this or that and the other. And I'm like, I don't read. I'm so sorry. I am a failure. Play a lot of video games, though. Does that make up for it at all? So yeah, unfortunately, I don't read. I don't know what to say about that. The only time I could say I sort of half enjoyed reading was in senior year of high school. They at least allowed you to pick 2 books, 2 novels, as opposed to being assigned novels. And then write a paper about them, comparing them, pick 2 that were similar enough in genre and style, but by different authors that you could compare them and whatnot. And I picked Catch-22 and Slaughterhouse-5, and those, even though I think if I was to start reading again, I would want to reread them, because a lot of the themes, even as a 17-year-old high school senior, I probably missed quite a few themes in those books that simply you can't get at that age. You don't have the knowledge of the real world or the experience, or I suppose the life-hardened cynicism that could make too much sense out of some of those books. But I suppose that I would say I kind of enjoyed that, but it was, again, a little bit sullied by the fact that then it was an assignment that I had to fit into a little box pertaining to it, writing certain pages of essays and this and that and MLA style sheet formatting, referencing, and citation-ness. So, yeah, I suppose that's my rant on reading. But anyway, thank you for that question, so I couldn't answer it better. BDog3513 asks, what's your favorite car that you've owned? I've only owned 2 cars, so I don't have that much of a choice. And I suppose the newer of the 2 cars I enjoy because it does not break down or leak rainwater on you when it rains. So the current car that I have, the Cavalier, it's by no means a particularly exciting car or luxurious or comfortable or sporty vehicle to enjoy, but of the 2 cars that I've owned, I can say that is my favorite. Woof. Also because I got it new and it's just kind of been my car, although now there's like, cheaply made, as much as you can afford. The interior, there's like little plastic covers that cover up the A-pillars on the inside, or whatever connector there snapped and it's kind of dangling down. I have to kind of push it up every now and again. I'm afraid it's going to pop down and hit me in the face while I'm driving or something like that. So it's by no means perfect. So yeah, that is the quick answer to that quick question. Sun setting, guys. I think this is... Oh, I was going to say, whenever I see smooth stone on the surface, I worry that lava is not far from it. Yeah, sun setting. Woo! Let's do... Oh. Hello. Oh, that's kind of bad. Maybe I can... Oh no, that's actually quite bad. There appear to be stuff behind there. Let's get out. Let's get out. I do not wish to be in here anymore. Let's, oh dear. Oh my gosh. I guess we could just dig in right here. Do the best that we can. Stay right there. Wolfie? It's cold water. Come on out. Thank you. Let's dig the final hidey hole here. I know I didn't get to too many... Oh gosh. I hear cave noises. Too many questions this episode, but we shall get to them. Like I said, we have plenty of time. So much time with each other here in Far Lands or Bust. I don't believe we're going to run out of things to talk about. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for getting me this far, getting us this far with $40,000 going to Child's Play charity on behalf of Far Lands or Bust. You can keep doing that at farlandsorbust.com. I'd appreciate it. A whole entire 100 episodes during this season are over, and it almost feels like we just had the 200th episode special. It's very hard to imagine that we are actually coming up in just over 20 episodes for 300th episode. I don't know that I have much special to do. Not going back to the Nether. That was a one-time thing, at least in the foreseeable future. Just because of how dangerous it is, I've gotten what I need from there, and I'm going to take that all the way to the 100% monument this season to place down. Although I really had no idea that I would get to 300 episodes before then. But, yeah. Crazy. Sorry, getting a little bit nostalgic. Nostalgia. So, yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and let me know what you think in the comments, as you do. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.